Hi, my name's Renee Earle. I live in San Leandro, and I'm also a parent of an autistic teenager. But I do work in Livermore at a day program, and I work 40 hours there. I'm a living skills instructor. And I also have to work a second job. So that means 60 plus hours a week, and I am a sole provider for that child that I raise who has autism, who needs me at home. But I don't make enough money from my day job to stay home with that child. So it is imperative for people like me who are single parents. We need to be at home. We need you to figure out the budget, get that money in there, and give these people the services that they deserve. They deserve. You've promised it to them, and you need to follow your promise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this thing on? Hi, my name is Matt Kans. I'm from Livermore, California, and I'm from Futures Explored, and I need to. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry about that. And I need to keep my day program and my job, and to make us look to a better future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicole Wertelman on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors in support of a 10% rate restoration, whether it be MCO tax, soda pop tax, tobacco tax, as well as the revision of the current funding structure and reinvestment of funds from the closing developmental centers into the developmental disabilities community.
Thank you.
Thank you. Aaron Carruthers, Executive Director with the State Council on Developmental Disabilities. The State Council's responsibility is for those 690,000 Californians and their families with developmental disabilities. You've heard today from volunteers, from advocates, self-advocates, family advocates, service providers who have devoted their lives to making sure that people live without neglect. The State Council wants to extend its gratitude to you to make sure the system itself no longer lives in neglect. The State Council is ready to roll up its sleeves and collaborate with you as to what those solutions are to the crisis you've heard today, and thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Doug Pascover with Imagine Supported Living in Santa Cruz County. We know that we need to innovate and reform to be as useful and as efficient and sustainable as we can be, but for all the reasons given, without targeted temporary enhancements, a lot of people are going to be left without protection and without opportunity along the way. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicole Buslog. I agree with what Carolyn said. Because I go through the same thing every day. I lost 2 more people. And now I have to share staff. So thank you, and please remember us.
Thank you.
I'll fix that. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm Lynn Heitner. I'm the Director of Medical Services at STEP for over 20 years. STEP has suspended all referrals when our needs were not addressed in this budget year. HR informs us that we have 80 open positions that we've been unable to fill since spring. I can personally assure you that STEP's concerns would all be resolved if appropriate funding, which hasn't been provided since 1998. I don't want to directly answer Assemblyman Mays' question earlier on why this wasn't addressed in the earlier session. It's apparent to everybody sitting here that people with developmental disabilities are being used as a lamb staked out to catch a wolf. the MCO tax changes.
Good afternoon, Assembly Member Monta, members. My name is Tony Anderson, and I'm the chair of the Lanterman Coalition, also the executive director of the ARC California, and representing United Cerebral Palsy. I want to just remind you again of our message from the Lanterman Coalition. I think you're all very aware of that, and you've heard it, so I don't have to go into all the details. But the Lanterman Coalition, and I know you agree because I've heard it all throughout the year, that this system is in major trouble. And you've heard that, and we've all acknowledged the crisis. We said in the beginning that we are on the brink of a collapse, that we are looking and seeing some slow signs of deterioration. But now you're hearing, and we heard just this week in my office, two organizations in San Diego, organizations in Santa Barbara and Ventura, about major cutbacks and layoffs. They're already starting to happen, and these are from organizations who are very successful in raising money. So the money they're raising is not catching up to the money they're losing. That's just another sign of what's going on. The other thing is that all of the stories that we hear, they are not targeted. They're not certain kinds of places, certain kinds of services. These are across the board. Every single part of our system right now is in huge trouble. And I would say also, just in closing, as a member, as the executive director of the ARC, we represent family members. And when we talk about who's going to be really hurt bad, we obviously know that the providers, the DSPs providing the direct services, who half of them are on public benefits, they're going to be hit very, very hard. People receiving the services, and what you won't see are the family members, the very resilient family members who stay at home late at night. They're finally able to take care of some of their own personal needs, but every day they're caring for their loved ones, and you're not going to hear about that. But that is a piece that is falling apart around the edges. So please know that. Just a real quick, on my email blast I send out, the highest part of readership is after 11 o'clock, from 11 o'clock to 1:30 in the morning, and these are all parents who are reading it. So this is their time where they're able to do something. We're in big trouble.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dick Fitzmaurice. I'm a parent. I'm with the ARC of Alameda County and president of the board of the ARC of California. Some years ago, 15 as a matter of fact, I was treasurer of the ARC of Alameda County, and we were a $7 million operation. Today, we're a $4 million operation. Back then, we had over 600 clients. Today, we have 400 clients. We had 100 employees. Today, it's 66. We're cutting back. We're doing everything we can to maintain services to clients. We're cutting back in administration and that sort of thing. But, boy, it's tough. And, of course, we've lost 200 clients, and we don't know exactly where they went. Somebody asked earlier about the drought. It's 4 years of a drought, but it's 15 years of a funding drought for the people we serve, and we need you to keep the promise. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Joan Schmidt. I'm a parent vendor and then a parent my son and I started supported living for him 25 years ago, and then we put together an agency, a supported living agency, which we have now. My hair is very white, in case no one noticed. I'm advertising for an executive director to take my place. Supported living and the services in the agency in the communities are fabulous. They work. We have now put, I have about 130 employees, and we have put a hold also on referrals. I have close to 50 families calling me saying, we're coming out to the community. We told the services are great, but what do we do? When people say this is all politics, it's not. It's also business. So if anybody in the room wants to take on an executive director position, I need to do something else, A. But B, the people we interview say, why would you do this? We have all the same business problems every other business has in California: human resources, workers' comp, blah, 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 blah. All those things that everybody has in business. Help. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Amy Westling. I'm from the Association of Regional Center Agencies. We represent all 21 regional centers in the state of California, as well as the 280,000 individuals that they provide services for. First, we'd like to thank this committee for convening another hearing on this topic, and your fantastic staff for putting this together. We know that it's important to get the message out, and we appreciate your time and energy that's been devoted to this today. As Carlos Flores mentioned, there are a couple of things that the federal government expects in order to continue our receipt of federal funds: caseload ratios and adequate provider rates. We're struggling to provide them both, and we're at risk of losing federal funds. But the greater tragedy in all this would be all of the impacts that this will and is having on the lives of the individuals that we support safely in the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Sarah Wade. I work at a supported living agency here in Sacramento. I've been coming to the Capitol for a better part of the last decade asking for more money every year, and every year it seems like it gets backburnered or we hit the recession, and so more and more money gets cut and cut and cut and cut. And if you look at the budget has been cut for the past 10 years. What was the price of gas 10 years ago? What was the price of milk 10 years ago? It certainly isn't the same, yet we're expecting people to work for the same kind of money. We have minimum wage going up, but no way to balance that out. So people who are coming in the door are making minimum wage. But the people who have been here for 5, 6, 7 years, I can't afford to give you a pay increase because there's just not money in the budget. So why stay at a job where you don't feel appreciated because you're not making any more money? The only way to make more money is to work more hours and burn yourself out. It's better to go work at a fast food agency because at least at the end of the day you get to go home and not think about the person you're supporting and the quality of life they're getting. And if there's not enough staff, they got stuck 2-to-1 staffing or had to stay home and couldn't do the activities they wanted to do because we just didn't have the staff to do it. So please consider that 10% and give it to us because we desperately need it.
Thank you. Please, if you don't, you signal your assent by waving your hands, but clapping. I want to make sure we get through everybody who's in line or wants to speak to us today. So please.
Okay. Hi, my name is Michael Long, and I'm ex-Governor Pete Wilson appointee to the Department of Developmental Services for Consumer Liaison. And just make this simple, 10%. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Pulsfer, and I'm a DSP to Mr. Long, and I work for STEP, Strategies to Empower People. And I just want to give a personal example. As one of my bosses said earlier, that it's not a matter of, what needs to be done per se. It's necessary for people across the board, people we support, the people that are actually going out there and doing the work, making sure that the individuals that have disabilities are getting what they need on a daily basis. And my personal example is going from working 64 hours a week, I'm now working 90 hours a week, and I'm doing that not because of my choice, which it is my choice. I'm doing it because the two people that I support need that. We're short-staffed. We need staffing. We need funding for staffing. And that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Melody Sang. I'm from George Miller, Richmond, and I do not want to close the program for good. Please support the 10% increase, and thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elisa Joya, and I'm from El Salvador. El Salvador is a beautiful but a poor country. Better opportunities I only keep to the Jewish because there are not many programs there, and I had to attend a programs for people with hearing disabilities. Although I learned a lot from them, I knew there were better opportunities here in the U.S. I'm lucky that I found these opportunities here at the George Miller Center in Richmond, California. The best thing about this program is that I learned real-life situations and can practice them out in the real world. So please help our programs stay open, support that 10% budget increase. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Marcelo Morales. We work at George Miller. We don't want to put them closed. Please keep it open, please. Can't do.
Thank you.
My name is Jorge, and I'm coming from the Richmond RC. And please support a 10% increase. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Isaiah Griffin, and I don't want to close this program. I don't want y'all to close the program because it's kind of like my home, really. And when I go home, I kind of be like bored. So I want y'all to just open the program for us. 10 increase. Remember that. See ya.
Thank you.
My name is Joe Matters. I'm with People First of California. I thought California was a sunshine state. Let's support the 10% and continue the sunshine state of California.
Thank you.
Will Sanford with Futures Explored. Real quick, Nicole, who's commented earlier, the two people she lost was seeing the last assembly hearing and this one. So that's the time frame that she lost two staff due to lack of funding. And my point would be is when Assemblyman Bonta raised a question about audits, that was about a $20 million payment to CPAs that the state didn't pay for because it was the local providers who had to do that without any funding for that mandate. So we had to fund that out of their funding as far as that. So again, more and more unfunded mandates have come on to us. Without that piece, we can't move forward. And I am the support employer provider who said enough's enough, and we stopped a year ago.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Kim Dodd. I'm an executive director of Trinity Change Supported Living in San Jose, California. In November of 2014, we were serving 24 individuals, many of whom were 24/7 supports. As of today, we are serving 17 people. It is not my intention to continue shrinking. We are doing everything in our power to stay in business and maintain our operations for those people that we're continuing to serve. One of those people that we're serving is my son, who's 32 years old. He's nonverbal. He has autism. He requires 24/7 supports. I'm personally invested in making sure the system continues, but without help, without funding, it can't happen. So we're asking for things to happen. One of the things very concrete that would be extremely helpful is to find a legislative fix to the health and safety waivers for the local minimum wage increases. I submitted an increase in January of this year for the San Jose minimum wage increase and the Sunnyvale minimum wage increase. I am still waiting to hear, but I've been paying for those salaries for those employees since January. It's hard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kevin Rath. I'm the Executive Director of Manos Home Care. We serve 1,300 clients in the East Bay, and I want to ditto the wage and benefit train wreck on a local, state, and federal level that Marty said, and this lady said. I'd also like to ditto the 10%. I'd like to give you a specific example about the minimum wage, and then I'll leave. We have been waiting since March 2nd, similar to the lady that just spoke. We've been waiting. Received maybe 5 to 10% of what's been mandated, and it's costing us $30,000 a month. At the same time, the state had a fund for minimum wage that was underused, and the state, because of statutory language that had good intent a long time ago, did not refused to allocate that minimum wage to the local minimum wage because it was stated for fund. They actually returned it to the general fund instead of funding the local minimum wage. And instead, regional centers have to go through this arduous, painstaking, horrible, and time-consuming process, also unfunded, of creating these health and safety waiver mandates, which has resulted in this disconnect that is still happening as we speak. And we can't afford this forever. There has to be really specific regulatory reform, and the language is out there. So please make that happen before you go home. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Eric. I'm with United Cerebral Palsy here in Sacramento. We serve about 4,000, almost 5,000 clients a month. I got to say, it's wonderful seeing so many folks here that we know have met, and every single one of these providers are talking about how it affects the clients. Even though it's our business and our employees, in some cases the businesses that are being affected also, everybody puts the client's needs first in front of you. So when we say it's a crisis, we mean it. It's a crisis in two ways. We need immediate funding to help balance the system while we work out real rate reform. And that's where the 10% comes, and then we need a way to continue to have rate reform through whatever measures we need. I'll give you an example. We serve transportation service, respite services, day programs all in the Sacramento area. I've got 3 day programs stuck below the current median rates with no ways to increase it. Those 3 programs alone this fiscal year are scheduled to lose in our budget $160,000. That's over 90 clients that, if those programs aren't going to be able to stay open, are going to have to go back into the community. So we're holding on, waiting for some type of reform, something temporary, something long-term to break these freezes so that we can continue operating. But as we sit in these hearings and we don't feel like something is really going to happen, we lose hope. And we don't know if those programs are going to be successful. So we're looking for leadership from you guys to reach across the aisle, do what you can. If there are bills, please put in specific language for the DD community so that we know we can count on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kate O'Connor. I'm from Lifehouse, and we support over 200 people in Marin and Sonoma through supported living, ICF facilities, and level 3 group homes, as well as other types of services. And we've been in existence for over 60 years. We try to sustain ourselves through some fundraising. The issue we're up against right now is we're actually in the process of probably shutting down one of our ICFs, where we've served most of the folks living there for over 30 years. They all have very complex needs. And we also have closed down 2 level 3 group homes in the last 5 years. And we have probably over 30 people on a waiting list trying to come in for services. So people need services. It's continuing. It's not going away. And this is a crisis, and we do need support now. We need change now, and we need it before the end of this session. And I really appreciate the time that you've taken to see us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pam Scarano. I'm from the Central Valley of California. So I'm a VAC chairman, so I try to keep my vendors informed on what's going on here. You guys have done an excellent job. I just want to thank you that your knowledge base of how you understand our system is amazing. I've been watching on Cal Channel. You've been staying very well informed. You're in a tough position. Just one little thing I wanted to throw in is that we have a large population of autistic individuals coming into our adult day program services, and we don't have the opportunity to train my staff to prepare them for them coming. And so with the funding that you do today, it'll allow us opportunity to get the proper training in place so my staff can do a great job and serve our population well. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Terry Rohde from Paradigm, and I serve Mr. Stone, your area, Monterey County. Sometimes in order to drive a point home, you have to make it personal. So I'd like to today, with everyone in the room, Mr. Thurman, we're sitting around an IPP. We've all been educated now, an IPP, an individual program plan, and you're our service coordinator. And then the rest of you are the family members that are there for Joseph. And the first thing that I sit and I ask Joseph is, Joseph, what does your perfect world look like? And Joseph says, well, I'd want employment, so check, supportive employment. I want a home of my own, live on my own in my apartment, supported living. I want to be with my friends and peers. I want to have a girlfriend. So that's the day program. And independent living skills to help Joseph as well. I know all of you have come together today, bipartisan, to help make this happen. But I'd like you to think about if it was your family member sitting there at the table, how would you make their world a perfect world for them? Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I want to say something. We can't have any more cuts. We need the money for everything we need, and we came all the way out here to support our needs, and we can't afford it and try to live too. Thank you.
What's your name?
Thank you.
Paul. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shakendra Burks, and I have been in this field for 9.5 years now. I am blessed to say that I am one that have a job that I love and enjoy. I go home with a smile on my face. I don't have any problems at work. The folks that I support are part of the joy in my life. But it's that when I cash my check and I pay my bills and I have $50 left until the next pay period. And I also have a daughter. I'm a single parent, and I'm like some of the others that spoke before. I don't have a second job, but I am now looking into getting one just to make ends meet. So I am here asking you guys to give us the money that we need and give it to us now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I know I spoke before, and I'm not cheating. I'm actually here to help Josh testify. So thank you, Nicole. So my name is Josh Sullivan, and I'm with the Contra Costa Developmental Disabilities Council. And actually, Nicole is one of my board members. And when one of your board members comes up to you and says, you better testify or I'm going to hang you by your toenails, you got to come testify. So we're actually a council that has a membership of 500 agencies and individuals representing over 7,000 residents in Contra Costa County with developmental disabilities. In that light, we urge you, please take decisive and immediate action to protect the lives of some of our most vulnerable community members and the staff that dream to serve them. Recently, Nicole was telling me she lost a staff who I actually got to meet that actually went to go work at a gas station because it paid more, and she needed to support her children. And in that light, just echoing one of our other panelists, please, just no more stories of wasted passion and talent lost to our community on the backs of napkins.
Thank you.
Hi there, Tina Belk, Bay Area Support Services Executive Director. We serve 14 people that live in their own homes in East Bay Area, and I have a level 4H facility where there's 4 women that live there. I've had coffee with Assembly Member Bonda. I thought you left without me earlier, but thank you for coming back. I wish I had a new story to tell, but I don't. I'm advertising for new staff at the same rate I started at in 2003, $11 an hour. I can't afford to advertise for any higher rate, and I wish I had a different story to tell, but it's the same old story. Please do all you can to make the 10% happen. I know that is based on new revenue. I'm happy to, and as a lot of these other people are happy to help any way so you can help us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address us today? Public comment. All right, seeing none, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Assemblymember Stone. Just want to make some final remarks. Do any of the members want to make any remarks before we close? Okay, thank you. We've had a long, robust, informative hearing. I really appreciate all of the participation from everyone here today. Thank you to all of our panelists once again for your testimony and your insight. And thank you to all of the members of the committee for your participation and engagement. And most of all, thanks to all the members of the public who were here today and who provided testimony and comment to our committee. We look forward to continuing to work on this very important issue as we move forward in special session. Your comments about the urgency and the need to act now are heard and resonated loudly and clearly. So thank you very much. We're adjourned.